Hey everyone, my name is Zach Hill from Atlas Bench, and the purpose of this presentation is to help you effectively use Atlassian Compass. It will help you understand the unique opportunities that Compass provides and the cultural shifts required to fully leverage the product's potential. While some sections of this presentation may not delve deeply into technical details, we believe it is essential for you to understand the fundamentals of why Compass should be used and the ultimate goals it aims to achieve. Building this foundation ensures that everyone, regardless of their technical expertise, can appreciate the value Compass brings and contribute to its successful adoption and use. So today we'll cover several key topics to help your team get the most out of Compass. We'll start by taking a look at the history of components, exploring their evolution. Next, we'll dive into component mapping, focusing on its importance for managing complex systems. And finally, we'll move into governance with Compass, discussing how scorecards provide a framework for maintaining quality and compliance across components. Now dive into the history of Compass components. Components have always been at the heart of human innovation. Initially, they referred to physical parts like gears and clocks or pistons and steam engines, which enabled complex systems to function seamlessly. Over time, the principle of modularity, or breaking down challenges into manageable parts, became central to progress, especially during the Industrial Revolution. So with the advent of software, the concept of components transitioned into the digital realm. No longer limited to physical objects, components now include everything from data pipelines and libraries to microservices. These building blocks enable developers and engineers to create adaptable, efficient systems. Ultimately, the history of components is a testament to humanity's ability to tackle complexity and drive innovation. Now, the transition to software components began when the principles of modularity and reusability, long used in mechanical engineering, were applied to software development. Early on, software engineers recognized the inefficiency of writing every program from scratch. Inspired by interchangeable parts and mechanical systems, they created reusable blocks of code, initially as subroutines and functions. Now, these became the foundation of modular programming, simplifying development and maintenance. Now, by the 1980s, advancements like modules allowed developers to encapsulate both data and functionality, improving organization and enabling more complex systems. Object-oriented programming took this further, introducing self-contained objects that interacted through defined interfaces, enhancing scalability and collaboration. Now, the rise of distributed systems in the 1990s and 2000s brought service-oriented architecture, where software components evolved into loosely coupled services that communicated over networks. Now, this shift paved the way for modern architectures like microservices, where components are independent, scalable, and easily deployable units. Now, this transition from hardware to software components revolutionized how systems were built, enabling more efficient, reliable, and adaptable software. Modern software components have evolved into a diverse array of specialized tools and systems. They range from databases and microservices to machine learning models and user interface elements. Each component is designed to perform a specific, well-defined function, contributing to the overall system's functionality. Now, key characteristics of modern components include modularity, scalability, and reusability. They can operate independently, yet integrate seamlessly with other components. Now, this modular design makes them scalable and reusable across projects, reducing duplication of effort. Now, central to their functionality are well-defined APIs, which enable components to communicate and integrate effectively. APIs ensure interoperability between different systems and tools, creating cohesive and adaptable architectures. Now, as systems grow more complex, managing the relationships, dependencies, and ownership of components becomes critical. Atlassian Compass offers a solution by providing a unified platform to monitor component health, performance, and compliance with best practices. Modern components are everywhere, from data pipelines and dashboards to machine learning workflows and entire applications. By embracing modularity and specialization, they empower teams to build sophisticated, adaptable systems, enabling agility and driving innovation. Microservices are small, independent services, each focused on a specific task and communicating through APIs. This modular approach allows teams to develop, deploy, and scale services independently, improving flexibility and resilience. For example, e-commerce platforms use microservices to manage inventory, payments, and recommendations as separate units. Streaming platforms like Netflix handle user accounts, content delivery, and recommendations in distinct services, ensuring reliability even during high traffic. Microservices are a scalable and resilient solution for modern software, making them essential for building flexible, robust systems. Microservices are a key part of modern architectures, and real-world examples demonstrate their benefits. Amazon uses microservices to handle core functions like inventory, payments, and shipping. This approach allows services to scale independently, ensuring smooth operations during peak times like holiday sales. Netflix relies on modular services for user accounts, recommendations, and content delivery. This design enhances platform reliability during high traffic periods, such as the release of popular shows. Spotify transitioned from a monolithic system to microservices, enabling teams to own specific features like playlists or music recommendations. Now, this shift improved scalability and accelerated feature development. Now, the common benefits include scalability, faster updates, and improved system resilience. However, managing distributed services introduces challenges like monitoring and coordination, often solved with tools such as Kubernetes and Prometheus. Now, these examples showcase how microservices empower organizations to adapt quickly, innovate faster, and maintain system stability. Now that we've touched upon how to qualify a component in Compass, we have a solid foundation. Understanding what a component is and what qualifies as one is essential. That's just the beginning. Let's delve deeper into what makes a component truly impactful. Component mapping serves several key purposes. It clarifies system structure by breaking it into manageable parts, helping teams understand how components contribute to functionality. It ensures maintainability by documenting ownership and making updates easier. Mapping also identifies dependencies, highlighting risk and improving system resilience. Additionally, component mapping fosters collaboration by providing a shared view of the system, aligning teams and promoting effective teamwork. Finally, it supports agile practices by enabling faster iterations and empowering teams to work independently, making it a critical tool for modern, scalable systems. Now, to effectively manage components, tracking the right metrics is essential. Key metrics include health and status indicators like uptime, error rates, and alerts to monitor reliability. Usage metrics reveal how frequently components are used and their organizational impact. And dependencies and interactions help identify risks by mapping relationships between components. Compliance metrics ensure security and performance standards are met, while business value metrics help prioritize components that directly affect revenue or customer satisfaction. Cost metrics highlight infrastructure expenses, guiding optimization decisions. Performance and quality metrics like API response times and unit test coverage ensure components are efficient and reliable. Lastly, ownership and accountability metrics clarify who is responsible for maintenance, ensuring that issues are addressed promptly. Mapping components follows a clear workflow. Step 1 is discovery, where you identify all components by reviewing diagrams, documentation, and input from stakeholders to create a complete inventory. Next, define boundaries by clarifying responsibilities and setting clear starts and endpoints to avoid overlap. In step 3, document interactions, map data flows, service requests, and dependencies to identify risks and ensure stability. Assigning ownership comes next, ensuring each component has a clear owner accountable for its maintenance. Step 5 is analyzing metrics, tracking health, performance, and contributions to pinpoint areas for improvement. Finally, the process is iterative. Regularly refine the component map to reflect changes in roles or dependencies, keeping it accurate and relevant. Successful component mapping requires clear strategies. Start by prioritizing high-impact components that are most critical to business efficiency and goals. Assign a mapping lead to coordinate that process and ensure alignment. Encourage team ownership by assigning responsibility for specific components. During discovery, collaborate with stakeholders to gain diverse insights and ensure all components are identified. Use visual tools like diagrams to map interactions and uncover gaps. Plan for each component's lifecycle from creation to eventual depreciation, ensuring long-term relevance. Establish clear criteria to identify meaningful components, such as their functionality or business value. And finally, remember to iterate, refine, and regularly update your maps to reflect system changes and maintain accuracy. Now, effective adoption of component mapping starts with leadership. Leaders must champion its value, emphasizing benefits like improved autonomy, quicker issue resolution, and informed decision-making. They should allocate resources such as tools, time, and personnel to ensure teams are equipped for success. Driving cultural change is also key because it fosters ownership, transparency, and collaboration across teams. Leaders should also set clear expectations by defining timelines, goals, and metrics to guide the process. They must monitor progress, review maps, provide feedback, and address any roadblocks to maintain momentum and ensure long-term success. Documenting interactions and ownership is a vital step in component mapping. Start by documenting interactions, identifying who or what interacts with each component, whether it's a team, a user, or another system. Map out data flows, dependencies, and service requests to understand how components work together. Next, track dependencies, both internal and external. This ensures potential risks are identified, helping teams proactively manage issues. Assign clear ownership for each component, ensuring there's accountability for maintenance and updates. Ownership provides a direct point of contact, making issue resolution more efficient. Now, components do not operate in isolation. Understanding their dependencies is essential for maintaining system health and reliability. There are two primary types of dependencies to consider. Intercomponent dependencies involve relationships between components within the system. Mapping these helps anticipate issues and ensures that changes to one component don't negatively affect others. External dependencies refer to reliance on third-party systems or services. Documenting these dependencies helps teams identify risk and plan for disruptions. To manage dependencies effectively, teams need to continuously monitor for risks and take preventative action. By addressing both internal and external dependencies, organizations can build more reliable and resilient systems. Now that we've established the importance of component mapping, we're ready to take the next step. Mapping is essential for clarity in an organization, but maintaining quality and alignment across components is equally important. Now, once your components are mapped, the next step is applying governance to ensure they meet consistent standards. Governance helps identify gaps where components may not meet expectations and ensures high quality, reliable systems. Compass scorecards are a powerful tool for applying governance. They provide a structured way to enforce standards, ensuring that all components are held to the same high standards while making it easier to spot and address deficiencies. By implementing governance from the outset, you can prevent technical debt and maintain high-quality components. Governance isn't just about compliance, it's also about optimizing the performance, maintainability, and resilience of your system. Now, Compass scorecards provide a structured approach to governance, helping teams ensure that software components meet defined standards. First, they enable you to define and enforce standards such as documentation completeness, ownership, and operational metrics. This ensures quality and consistency across the ecosystem. Next, scorecards help monitor compliance, assessing how well components adhere to these standards and identifying areas that need attention. This proactive approach mitigates risk before they escalate. By using scorecards, you can ensure consistency across components, applying best practices uniformly to simplify system maintenance and scalability. Compass scorecards offer a range of features to support effective governance and component tracking. Next, we'll cover the key features of scorecards, including how to set up scorecards for governance, define criteria, and apply them to components. We'll also explore built-in scorecards, reporting, and monitoring capabilities. Setting up a scorecard is a key feature of Compass that helps enforce governance policies across your components. With a scorecard, you can standardize components, track compliance, and ensure teams follow best practices. The flexibility of scorecards allows you to define criteria aligned with your organizational standards, ensuring consistent evaluation across all components. This consistency is especially critical for teams managing large, complex systems with many interdependencies. By implementing scorecards, you can create a structured and reliable approach to governance that scales with your system's needs. Defining criteria is a critical step when setting up a scorecard in Compass. This ensures each component complies with organizational standards while maintaining quality and consistency across the system. Common criteria include documentation, which ensures proper linkage and knowledge sharing, ownership to promote accountability for each component, and operational health, covering metrics like service availability and error tracking. Other important criteria include DevOps practices, such as deployment frequency and security compliance, ensuring components meet encryption and vulnerability standards. Scorecards provide a visual overview of how well each component meets these standards, helping you identify areas for improvement and address gaps effectively. Now, Compass provides two ways to apply scorecards to components. First, you can manually select components to evaluate, focusing on high priority elements that need closer monitoring. Alternatively, you can filter by component attributes, such as ownership, service type, or technology stack. This automated approach saves time and ensures consistent governance, especially in large systems with numerous components. Once the scorecard is applied, Compass begins tracking components that meet the criteria and flags those that fail. This process gives you a comprehensive view of system health, enabling targeted interventions to address issues where they matter most. Now, Compass offers built-in scorecards, such as the Component Readiness Scorecard and the DevOps Health Scorecard, designed to address common governance needs. These ready-to-use scorecards provide a convenient baseline, making it easy to get started with governance. They can also be customized to meet the specific requirements of your organization. Built-in scorecards are ideal for quickly assessing the health of your components and ensuring adherence to best practices right from the start, helping teams implement effective governance with minimal setup. Now, Compass scorecards include reporting features that show which components are passing and failing the criteria. Now, these reports help you track compliance, providing a clear view of which components meet governance standards and the overall health of your system. They also allow you to identify areas of improvement, focusing on components that need further configuration or remediation. This ensures efficient resource allocation to enhance system quality. Finally, reports help you communicate with teams by offering clear guidance on what needs to be completed and what is outstanding. This transparency fosters accountability and aligns everyone towards shared goals. Now, setting up Compass scorecards involves a structured, repeatable process. First, define criteria by identifying key standards and best practices relevant to your organization. Ensure these criteria are measurable and tied to organizational goals. Next, apply scorecards to components, either manually for targeted evaluation or using filters for automated and consistent application across large systems. Assign ownership to each component to ensure clear accountability and active management. This ensures that issues are addressed promptly. Then monitor and report using dashboards to visualize results and reporting tools to track compliance, generate alerts, and communicate areas needing attention. Finally, review and iterate your scorecards regularly to ensure they remain aligned with organizational goals and evolving challenges. Involving stakeholders in this review process helps gather feedback and maintain alignment with broader objectives. Then, monitor and report using dashboards to visualize results and reporting tools to track compliance, generate alerts, and communicate areas needing attention. Finally, review and iterate your scorecards regularly to ensure they remain aligned with organizational goals and evolving challenges. Involving stakeholders in this review process helps gather feedback and maintain alignment with broader objectives. So that is it for the presentation. My name is Zach Hill from Atlas Bench. Feel free to contact us at info@atlas-bench.com if you are currently evaluating Compass or using Compass and you just want to ask some questions to one of our Atlassian certified experts. We'd be happy to hop on a call. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.